Welcome. It's really quiet. I'm going to give it a few minutes because every time I hit live, all hell breaks loose. And it's only two, but everybody's so wired right now because we got little Lucifer on the loose. I'm just saying. God bless everyone. We mean no harm. Welcome. This is Vera's Rogue Report. So I'm happy to report that maybe that wicked old little troll is not Sarah's father, possibly. Is it possible that the judge is her father? Not Marcus. Thank God, if not. Jeez. But maybe the judge, which has passed on, or it could be this wicked mayor that's like a head warlock, weirdo, gangbanger, in another nationality. Just saying. Who knows? I mean, there's so many scenarios here to report that could be possible. So I guess we'll explore them. Tell me what you think. So we've been talking about this story back and forth. We've been hostile about it. I know. Gotta be dramatic. We've been animated. It's been automated. People have tried to block the story. I wonder why. Why are people so feverishly trying to block Sarah's story? So, as some of us have experienced and some of us will, I don't know why in our 20s, it's like society wants you to become a parent between 9 and maybe 23. What the frick? Maybe they know those are vulnerable times for young people making decisions that adults with more experience and training and insight should be making. You know, people with houses, income, stability, rationality. Those are things you're learning or you've been trained to do, but now you get to exercise after 18. Like before 18, you're under the rule of someone else, good or bad, happy or sad, right? But by the time you hit 18, everything you've learned is like showtime. And if you have not been trained to see, hear, and know things that should bring rational responses, then you'll be out here rapid firing, wearing yourself out before you're 30, trying to attack this, trying to do this, trying to do that. And that's the reason why I, like at 13, started training my daughters to be a certain way. Although they didn't understand it, I kept saying it. But they were so busy being distracted by people that never had certain opportunities. And they were hateful and bitter and still are. And they were trying to rob my children of those experiences that I never had that I wanted to give to them. Trying to snatch all the goodness I put in them that I never got. See, some of us dare to believe and exist and make a difference. You know, there's many generations of people that were raised, yes, they're getting louder and super quiet. Many generations were raised to just exist and obey. Well, I had the audacity to live more fuller, almost to the fullest. But the people from the past were so resentful and demonically possessed that they kind of they resented the audacity of you wanting to offer your children love. Something that you didn't get, something that the people before you probably never experienced. So they reached into your pot and said, nah, if we've been using each other to hurt each other and to come up She's not exempt. We don't care about her teaching her children to work hard and come out here and be resilient and be resourceful and smart and intelligent. Hello? Is it Heiko Nafia? Hello. Good morning. They didn't care about me wanting to reach beyond my own scars and find love to heal my own family. They reached all the way from when they were born in the 50s and some before that and reached over to mine past me, like, move out the way. We couldn't ruin you completely, but we're going to snatch your kid. Are you stupid? So some of us had already prepped our children to come out here and be successful, despite people pulling us back. We even isolated ourselves in order to protect our seed from these ravishers, these rapers. When I say rapers, what I mean is somebody's already robbed and raped their lives, their dreams and goals through slavery, through illusions, through people looking for the get quick rich schemes. They're demonically possessed. I don't know where it started, but I wanted it to end with me. So I took my seed, despite it maybe being a demon seed. I presented it to God, my children, as good seed, as being blessed and sanctified and Christian in the sense that we were being dedicated back to God, away from chaos. Well, they literally came in with these big plows and said, we don't need you. We're going to create some situations where you have to leave your seed with us. And started all this havoc. Now I don't even see them. I don't hear from them. So in this story, Sarah kind of sees where her life is being affected. And earlier I heard someone speaking about how parents are, people before you, and how they're your biggest haters, your biggest blockages. Now, in my actual story, I've noticed that literally, and I don't even get mad. It's frustrating every day when you are capable of getting on your own, but you're so injured now that it's hard. Your voice is always raspy. Your eyesight is bad. You're injured every day and night, woken up by burning sensations to your body. At any time, people feel like pushing a button. Your body is attacked physically. You don't see your children. You're isolated in this little room. And again, you have the ability to make 5,000, but you're so sick. You can't maintain. I mean, you could, but you're 51 now. You're pushing. And who's behind all of this? Your goddamn parents. They want you injured. They want you slow. They want you retarded. They want you vegetabled. That's sad. Who does that to their own children? Now, it didn't even stop there. They pushed you off the plantation where you were trying to have your own garden and plant good seed and see the salvation of the Lord. Came in with big plows and said, we got this. And what are you going to do about it? What? Yeah, we got your kids. We're laughing at you. We're making fun of you daily, right? You're criticizing us about things that's happening in our daily. Where are your children? All this. What? Who are these gremlins? Who are these demon spawn evil pods of skin and who knows what evil that does that? Yeah, we got your kids. You can't talk to them. Ha ha. Yeah, we got your mail. Yeah, and what are you going to do? You're reporting this. Poor Sarah. And no one's responding. Like a bad movie. Then you happen to look on social media and see all these demons connected in politics. Not just your local. but on a global scale. So you can actually identify that the world is against me. Sarah, be encouraged. I have a Q&A here that says pancakes. Do you like them separated? Or I didn't add it, but it popped up. However, welcome to the community. So Sarah is trying to digest that her parents are possessed. They've overtaken her family, her life. They're weird. They don't understand the severity of their crazy. They're comfortable. They're happy that they're causing this chaos and this pain and this loss. All this havoc. They're just so happy. Just psychotic and comfortable. And it's sad. People are looking on like, your parents are effed up in the head and spirit. What is wrong? They don't see anything wrong with it. They're happy. They're giggly, making fun of you every day about your children, about your health. Oh, you're just fat. That's why your knees hurt. Really? You just need to lose a little weight. What Twilight Zone is this? What Twilight Zone have I pulled into? Oh, and it doesn't stop with the parents. The entire family is like, you're garbage. You don't matter. So again, it's been silent for hours. As soon as I start talking, there's water, there's slippers. We'll wait. So she has to deal with all of these different aspects of other people's issues that affect her real life. Poor Sarah. So again, I heard earlier someone saying, it's unfortunate that your parents are your biggest haters out here. They act like they're mentally challenged. They don't like you for no reason. They make up stuff. They're causing you pain, havoc. They're holding you back. They're blocking you from God's blessings. So brace yourself, because whatever they've been doing to you, there are people that are now going to ensure that they have a miserable ending. And that's sad. And they're like, don't save them. Don't help them. Don't look back. Let them go through it. Look at what they've done to you. Let them suffer through their elderly ages by themselves. Do not help them. If you become rich, do not rescue them. Leave them out there in the nursing home. Leave them on the sidewalk. Leave them outdoors with no clothes and no food. They didn't care for you. Why would you reach back and help them? And I'm like, that is so cruel. But Sarah has to have strength, because they absolutely wanted that for her and hers. How do you deal with that? How do you sleep at night knowing that you know that someone's going to literally have a very painful ending at the end of their lives, all because they were so disrespectful to you? I don't know, because everybody's saying, well, they did it to you. And it's like, how? And the Bible tells you, don't anger your children. It doesn't matter the age. Why are you provoking your children to anger? What is wrong with you? Most people love them. I had to think, people hate themselves so much. I don't know what happened. For them to hate you, they have to hate themselves. But here's the remedy. We've all made decisions in our 20s and 30s. And for whatever reason, somehow we got off track. Everybody has a story. If you have children, the children have stories. Oh, my mom did this, my mom did that. And maybe the children don't realize how old the parents were. Maybe they didn't realize that these people had disabilities. Maybe they had learning issues. Maybe they had social issues. Maybe they're victims of a system that robbed them of certain things that triggered all of this. You know, if you look at the things that happened during slavery, it's very sad how people were ripped from families, how they were forced to be hungry. When you don't have food, and say you own land, it could be a vegetative land. It could be a fruit, a nut producing land. And someone just came and said, yeah, yeah, you keep working. But I'll take that. I'll take your harvest for the year. And then whoop you and scare you like they're doing the cops now. Always looking at black people like, we know you're stealing. And the truth is, they're the ones that were stealing. And then you have to come and live within that system, hungry, still having children generationally. Now by force, most people are raping each other, or that has been the history, whether related or not, law enforcement or not. People are still watching you as if you're always the thief because you're trying to survive on a place that belongs to you, but you're told you can't eat. So you get creative and you start trying to find ways to provide for what God has given to you freely. The freedom to love and have sex and make children ordained by God. The freedom to walk in places that are sovereign. The ability to think freely as God has given it to us to think as He sees fit. You were robbed of all of that. And to this day, some of these people are still scarred. They're walking around. They're angry at their children or grandchildren because they have opportunities that in their head have been seared that doesn't exist for you. Oh, you don't have that opportunity. Ha ha ha. So now they're seeing their children and grandchildren or whoever they're raising having the opportunities that they didn't. And many have decided, I will ruin all of that. That's what it is. Very hateful, very resentful and jealous, to the point where they will sell you up the river out of sheer grouped hatred and resentment and jealousy and whatever else. And they don't care because, again, it's very dangerous living with people like that. Because, again, they're still in the just be quiet. Just be quiet. We're slaves. We don't have a voice. You know, Massa got it all together. Shh, shh. Don't talk against the power. And I wouldn't even doubt that some of those older people around the same age that are still out here thinking they're in law enforcement or in certain positions when they're not. They're supposed to be retired and they're still thugging. They still have those slave strings on people that were set up in the 1800s. Mayors that have retired. Presidents that passed slave lists on to other people. And it's not that they openly control people's lives, but systematically, I believe certain groups or people or locations are only to go so far. That is the expectation. There's nothing you can do about it. And they treat you as such. Oh, these are the throwaways. They don't know you. There's a lot of resilient people in the communities. But because of other people's mental illnesses that came here from somewhere else and said, we're your boss. We own you. Look at the cops. I went to the store today and I mentioned it. And there was I went into the store and they were like, shell shock. Now you in Hillside, oh, this makes me mad. You're in Hillside. You're not in Little Village over in Chicago, Little Italy, whatever you want to call it. You're in Hillside. And as soon as I walk in, they're acting like they're in shock, culture shock. Like, now, you know, there's a lot of people in now, I don't know what just happened or what's going on, but they were very hesitant to serve me. They didn't help me do nothing. They didn't ask me questions about anything. Can I help you? They were looking like, oh, we need to call Lucy. Lucy, the cop. So black person just walked in. We don't want any problems. Now, I was offended because it happens so often. Like all of us are a threat and they need to protect themselves. Now, I don't blame them. But my thing is, when you're hired to work in a store, It is not your store. This is a corporate store. It's not your community store that you and Papa opened. You're not in your backyard selling jewelry or anything. You're in a conglomerate retail, nationally known store. And I don't know if they train these people. I'm not talking about them, but any worker. As soon as people walk in, you're supposed to greet them because you want their money. It's called service. While you're near the door, you're supposed to let them know that if they have any questions, that you can assist. Now, I know there's some nasty people out here that don't like help because they're trying to steal. Not everybody's like that. And then while I'm looking through stuff, they're standing back like, well, we don't want to offend her. We don't want to like we're watching her. Do your job. Not everybody's a thief. Not everybody's looking to steal and have privacy while they do it. Just ask me, is there something you can help me with? I was looking for a dress. I was looking for tights. I was looking for jewelry. I was looking for some cute shoes. I was looking for maybe a flatter pair of boots because I have big clunky boots for the real snow days. The heels, someone smothered all of the leather off. I love those shoes, those boots. The leather's gone. I don't see them buying them anymore or selling them. Wherever I look, I don't see them anymore. Not this year. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll look today. Maybe they'll have them. So I needed something cute but simple. Maybe with a little heel. Because someone's been attacking my body where normal things that are comfortable and pretty on me is painful. And they wanted that. That happened to my aunt. Maybe other people. It's like people are jealous of us. And they want to destroy our opportunities to be beautiful, successful, well-dressed, well-versed. Like now my teeth are missing because they don't like me smiling. Someone is crazy. So Sarah's trying to navigate all of these different areas of her life under the scrutiny of so many people feeling like her happiness is their business. Personally, it's really sick. And now she has children, daughters, sons, whatever. And she can imagine being separated from them. What psych ward patients are deciding that God is not going to whoop their asses. What they can and cannot do. Now, let's go ahead and get into the judge and this wicked ex-mayor that's nuts. Okay. Now, somehow we landed this story into another place from where Sarah was born. But remember, these were times where slavery should have been ended in the 1800s, but mentally ill people still had that scenario embedded. Oh no, if you leave one state, then we still have holes and reins on you. We can't tell you where to live, but we're going to keep these invisible strings where you're still limited. You thought you'd run to the north and get away. Oh, no. Oh, no. None of that. We still have those strings. We'll just transfer the rights to you, say, over to them. We'll sell them. Sell your rights to that new location or whatever they do. As your conservator, your overseer. People are crazy. I don't care what their race is. So, coming from the 50s, 60s, 70s, a lot of kids were born to rich folks, or these people knew about these kids moving around with their mothers, whatever the case. And maybe there were judges that felt like these were their property. They became judges later. And so coming to this state, maybe they oversaw the records and the decisions and all that conservatorship, modern day slavery, sex trafficking, modern day sex. Yeah. They probably monitored your every step with a racial profiling eyeball and finger. Everything you did was pinpointed. You can only go this far. You can only make this much. You can only drive this. You can only drive that. And someone was trying to sell y'all in Sarah's story. Everybody. Oh, I'll just sell the state, go to another country. And I would be the first to say, I am not for sale, stupid. What planet do you live on? So Sarah probably had to deal with a lot of different elements of dealing with people that thought like that because of where she was born. And again, I don't know if this was her father, the judge, or this wicked mayor, the ex-mayor, that seems to like people of a certain earth. Oh, they're on Earth, honey. Baxter McGillicuddy. I love it. I love it. McGillicuddy. Yes. Oh, God, I haven't heard that since the 70s TV show. I mean, I think of those names, but I don't know who relates to it. That's funny. I love it. Oh, since the Fonz, McGillicuddy. People name like that. Or MASH. That takes me back to the 70s. Could have been the 50s. I don't know. But for you to think that people are still property and you can monitor them and say how successful they can be and, oh, this is a loser group, they're never going to amount to anything, and make a record of it is amazing. Oh, my God. Potentially inappropriate messages is held for review. I don't see it. It says it could be, once I look for it. You can make them public or keep them hidden by selecting show or hide. This feature can be disabled in your settings. Okay, so I will look later at what you're saying, Mr. McGillicuddy. Oh, that's from MASH. Thank you, honey. Oh, it was MASH. I was right. Yay. So, I'm sorry. So Sarah probably had to never know that either her father or these overseers, these people that felt like maybe at one point she was property, her and her family, and maybe made a lot of decisions and forced the parents to be so evil. And now that maybe these people have passed or are retiring or about to pass, they probably gave rights back to the people and said, well, since you've been doing a certain thing, we're going to now release properties or different things that belong to this person. But we don't think she can handle it because, I mean, first of all, we're racist and she's a girl. We didn't give it to the father. And the father is used to being the handler. But he's going on, so he thinks, well, I'll find someone that can still control it a certain way that we can train. The lady from MASH. Oh, Gillicuddy. Yeah, that was her. The blonde lady. What was her first name? Edna. Darn, I can't think of her name. But I love those shows. And so this mayor gave the father the house, and the father was working with another lady that somehow came into play to oversee something that was wicked. Like she was the boss of certain children that were now adults that were under this, what do you call it? Conservatorship / slavery list. Again, I think people are like, well, we're moving on. I don't think they're children in that era of slavery / conservatorship now. That's the more conservative word. Wanted to handle that. So it's like, look, you need to yeah. So now the father and these other people that were like what do you call it? I won't say plantation, but that's big. The people that were overseeing the state and certain things in a city chose to put this lady indirectly, which is linked to a mayor, over this particular group as conservator or overseer or new master. And she's I don't know, Haitian, Africa, America. I don't know. But the lady's not nice. And she feels like she literally needs to take over this list and throw people into sex slavery. Not God. So Sarah had to deal with all of this. Now her children are were probably on the list of sex trafficking to parties in California, parties in Georgia, parties all over the place because they're pretty and young. And these kids could have gotten hurt. Now, Sarah is dealing with the person that could have been a judge that oversaw some of the legal aspects of her life, watching stealth mode, moving assets and things that belong to her, property, land, gifts. Was that the father, or was it this wicked ex-mayor thug? Like a mafia type cartel father? Huh. Or were these just people that were aware that she came from one state under this slave/conservatorship and said, okay, we'll take care of her. How much? I don't know. And they're like, well, we're going on, so let's give it to the parents or the people in the city to oversee. Because parents are older now too. We're all about the same age. So they're going to go on. So they let the father with this lady oversee that's connected to a mayor this lady's life. Now, this lady's in her 50s. She ain't no child. Oh, yeah, she's slow. Oh, she can't take care of herself. Oh, yeah, she's not a fast demon. She's not. She's a very wholesome person. She's not slow. She understands that God is in control. There's no need to race for anything. Sarah is a smart lady. Her children are very astute. They're not on the demon time of trying to steal, kill, and destroy. People that like to steal, people that are sneaky, people that like to finesse or always do crime and act like, I didn't do that. I don't know. Yeah, okay. She's not one of those. So people considered her slow and they need to oversee whatever she has. So Sarah had to deal with people literally fighting over things that were left to her, maybe by that judge and possibly the mayor, the ex-mayor that was stealing people's properties. He literally probably gave the father a house that belonged to this lady. And this lady has been impoverished and everybody knew about it. The judge, before he passed, probably knew of this heinous activity, all based on past slave activity, and felt this is a really good person. This person is worthy of something nice in life. This person is worthy of being free, of having good treatment, gifts, love. And we've been holding her back. Or we've been watching people hinder her because of this conservator list, restricting her and her children. Well, I rule that she's released and that we should pay her back for all the things that we've stolen or blocked under this act of slavery/conservatorship. And somebody got wind that, no, we're not listening to that judge. We're going to take all her stuff. She doesn't know. We're going to give it to other people. And Sarah believes that God said, over my dead body. And God is alive. He'll never die. So there you have it. It'll never happen. So Sarah has to be strong. And she's still trying to figure out, because of the endearment of this judge, what did he know? Did he know her mother? Is this her mother here? With all this competition and confusion? Or is the mayor, the evil one, the ex-mayor of another country, whatever, is he the villain that's been so mean and having a chocolate baby and he's not chocolate? And this kid might not even be chocolate. She could be a native, tossed into a black community, raised as black, but she's actually a beautiful little native girl with pretty hair that never grows. Because what? People feel like they can just inject her with experimental drugs and Depo-Vera, which she did not solicit or authorize, or even poisons to keep her slow from running away. Her and her children, her daughters and sons. What are we doing in 2026? Well, God says it's a new year for Sarah. And if these people don't sit down, they're going to lay down. Doesn't matter the age. The rigged up furniture, the destroying of property, the theft of her family, her love life. The devil is under the earth, under our feet, under God's rule. And God says, this is it. Any and everyone that's attacking any and everybody under any guise, for any purpose, affecting their family and anything concerning them, is now under divine judgment, and they're already guilty. Can they repent? Only God knows. But all of this hatred, all of this, we got to keep them down and keep us up, this got to stop. God wants us to share this universe. We're all here, and we all deserve to have an opportunity to pursue happiness without prejudice, without interruption, without guile, etc., etc., etc. So Sarah is trying to just enjoy life. It's very simple. It shouldn't be this hard. All these contracts for cars that are almost $50,000. Why is it so high when it's only a $250 pursuit? Really? Sarah's just trying to reunite her family and enjoy her life since they've been rigging up her love life. She can't even enjoy her sons and daughters. God is bad. She can't even rest in peace without all of the furniture vibrating. If she gets new furniture, it'll get rigged up everywhere this lady lays or sits, quietly minding her business. There's all these things that go off. People slamming things, people bumping things, people thugging things, tugging things, rocking things, shaking things, shocking things, sounding off, hissing off, pissing off, time and energy. She can't imagine what her children are going through. As if this is modern day slavery. Someone's going to die. Sarah is very bothered by this, but she'll get over it, because guess what? It's not going to stop until somebody sits down and lays down. And God says they can choose now, because it's going to end. Doesn't matter who it is that feels that they have the power to continue to harass. Now, if this is one of her beloved children that people have tainted, history will dictate that people looking in, take them out, take him out, take her out. They're horrible. They shouldn't be stealing from their mother. Well, remember, that group from the 50s, if she was born in the 70s, were influencing her children to be so hateful and bitter and nasty. There was even blackmail involved in some of this. Well, if you don't do this, well, if you want this money, this carrot, you have to go after your parent. You signed a document. You guys are being held responsible for playing with these young people's minds. When I say held responsible, I'm not sure you should take action on yourself or allow God to do it. Neither's nice. But you chose this battle when you came up against Sarah. So if you cause any hurt, harm, or defeat of any sort to her children, you'll also experience the same or something similar, maybe greater. Most of this will be public. Now, God has a sense of humor. Could all be a joke, but everyone will be laughing. But y'all, the ones that attacked Sarah and people like her family, you will be known as infamous if you never see a TV screen, if you never see an office, a newscast camera, if you never see a cop, a judge. Just remember, God is the ultimate judge. You will meet him. There is a heaven and a hell. There's no in between. I'm not wishing anything. Sarah isn't either. But I believe Sarah wants to believe that this wonderful judge could have been her father. And he felt obligated to this young lady. Because again, these people were stealth mode watching every action. They had people like security, people that were to watch over her, keep her safe, yet not intervening. But since 2000 and earlier years in the 2000 or the middle, it was like all hands off. We can do what we want. This person will never know. We'll just tell them she's all right. She's okay. She got this. She got that. She received nothing. And maybe this person knew that. So they made other measures legally to ensure that she got something. And people still pulled it. Well, we'll just take Sarah out and do whatever with her kids. And we'll just take. This is not even necessary, people. It's all throwawayable. It is not worth another's life. So, Sarah's just going to explore this love that this judge versus this ugly, evil ex-mayor possibly have her. I don't know who doesn't choose love. Such a great thing. I think she's going to explore that and live in it. That someone loved her so much here in the universe that never could express it due to social norms. Oh, the lighter skinned people don't talk to the dark skinned people. What? Oh no, the light skinned people don't gift the dark skin. What? Oh, the people with money, they don't talk to the peasants. What? Oh no, the people that are peasants, they don't. You're on God's land. How dare you fix your face to say such things? Oh, we can steal from them. Nobody's gonna stop us. Oh, it's been like that for centuries. Well, there's a new sheriff in town. And they're anointed and appointed, filled with the Holy Spirit of God. And they're bringing a holy justice, a holy war without carnal weapons. And they're encouraging all of the anointed ones to fast and pray. They can unite. It will happen. Because Sarah needs to explore this love thing here in the 3D. She needs to experience it with humans, her and her family, uniting as one without the guise of the evil ones that want to separate and kill them. Sarah simply always wanted love. That's all she ever required. And people acted like that was just so horrible. No, we want things, 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 things. And those people are never happy. They're never fulfilled because God is what fills the void. God is love. Love is charity. It is the great power of everything. God is literally everything. That's another thing. For someone to look at another human and say, I don't like you, they cannot know God because we are God with a small g. We're made in his image spiritually. These are just avatars. The spirits that we have is the spirit of life. It is God's essence. The voice is how God wanted us to sound to others. But it's all for his praise. We were simply created to praise him. That's it. And he'll provide everything else. I'm not sure why people are killing and stealing. It's very simple. Like right now, I need a home for me and my daughters to be safe and to produce what God has ordained us. And people are working so feverishly hard because they don't know their own identity. For someone to say, I hate you, I think you're a thief, you're literally talking to God. You're talking to yourself. That's why when you hurt someone else, you're hurting yourself. We're all God in different meat suits, literally. Short, fat, whatever. And for someone to look at someone else and say, I hate you, I don't like you. You're telling God, I hate you, I don't like you. And it is such a crazy thing because God takes that personally. We are God with a small g. Literally. Everything that God does, we can literally do. But we're so busy being jealous of God, and we don't have the authority to be jealous. We don't. It's reckless for us. It's very precisely delivered by God. So for you to look at someone else and think, you think you're better, that is violation straight from God. I don't like you. I'm going to make you bark like a dog, God. I'm going to sodomize you like an animal, ravish you. And then I'm going to hurt you, God. I'm going to kill you. And you rob someone of their life. And then you wonder why your life goes bad. You just killed God. He already died on the cross in the form of Jesus. For all sins, he became a curse. And you, what? How do you use the word? Reintroduce the pain. Relive the crucifixion. I'm going to kill you again. I'm going to sin against you. And I'm going to blaspheme that I hate you and you're not worthy to live because you're a dog. And I'm going to make you bark like a dog. I'm going to make you walk like a dog. And then I'm going to take your life. Who are you talking to other than the Creator? Are you nuts? And then you wonder whenever karma comes around or you get locked up. Some of these psych ward patients be like, well, if I'm going to get locked up, I'm going to go for a reason. Does that make sense? Again, each and every individual we see is God. Everything you see, hear, say, feel, touch, everything you are is God. You're not less than. You're not in poverty. These are illusions by people that don't see God as he is. Everything we see is actually an illusion. We manipulate this stuff to serve us. This is metal from the earth out of a mountain. The foods we eat, most of it is the same chemical stuff that you learned about in science class. elements, chemicals, call it chemistry, minerals, vitamins. Everything we see is from the earth. We are from the earth. It's kind of like everything is a plant, sort of. It grows from the earth. It may not be leafy, but it's all elements from the earth. Okay, the water falls from the sky, still from God. Okay. So when you're seeing another person, you're literally looking at God if you have a spiritual eye. The physical is not to be judged by, it's the spirit. No, not everybody's operating in their divinity. Those are the dead people. They don't see God in others. They don't care to. I'm a realist. Well, take the air out of you. You don't need it. Because you can't see God. You can't see that everybody has value. That's sad. And those are the people that God don't like. That's blasphemy. You can't see me, God, in others or yourself, really. You can't see that the air you breathe is not yourself. Your mom didn't give you air. Your father did not give you air. You didn't give you air. The doctor did not give you life. They don't have the power. I ordained you to be here. I ordained your eye color, your gender, your mind, everybody part of you is me. I chose to come in this form to the earth. And this is why parents are to learn of Christ. It is not a myth. No man wrote this book. This was divinity and a love letter to the humans to understand the gravity and the weight and the responsibility of loving each other, seeing God in each other, not based on skin color, not based on weight or height, or hair color or hair length, money status. That's cotton, linen, wood back in the day, paper. We are to value each other because we are God. And when you devalue another, you treat them poorly. You're treating God poorly. You don't see your divinity and your punishment. They call it karma. That's from another language. But it's really a sin wage. He clearly tells us to love each other. It didn't say based on race. It didn't say based on gender. It didn't say based on money. It says there's a new commandment out of all the others. Add loving your neighbor as yourself. People don't love themselves. They don't love God. They don't know God. They don't know their divinity. So they're out here, I'm a realist. Now, again, there are people out here that have been impoverished for centuries, and they're creatively trying to live without dying because they're hungry, because other people are stealing from them and saying, oh, tis, you're hungry. Oh, well, you need to work harder. When all of this belongs to everybody. Well, if we don't kick this group down, then we'll go down, and then they'll come up. So we got to keep playing this game. That's sick. We're all on the same planet, and we need to share. We need to get along. Otherwise, people not seeing their divinity and feeling like there's always this war that needs to be in place, you're going to hell. It's what it is. So Sarah has to deal with all of this conflict that is brought on to her and her family because people have the mentality of genocide, the have and the have-nots and all this silly stuff, when all of us are here to love and to share and to see God in peace. So Sarah has to adapt to maybe focusing on the love that this judge had to see that Sarah was not like everybody else typically. Sarah was just a good mother that no one should have sent a man in to create kids with, because now those kids are affected, which is what the whole thing was meant to do. And now they feel very bad in life. They made some decisions too young based on the pain that was inflicted on their family, where the father was paid to leave because he wasn't meant to stay. So now she had to raise them as best she could and did a good job. But society said, you're still not worth anything. God says she's everything because she's me, and she recognizes that. So you stand down. People said, bah humbug, I don't believe in that. We're going to do what we want to do. We don't believe in us being gods and she's God. We serve the devil. Oh. So she wants to keep focusing on this judge that said she is not like everybody else, and we're going to grant her her real freedom. We're not going to sit here and keep stealing her family's land, her food that she has for her kids, the monies and the pensions and the 401ks and the bank accounts that were for her that we've been holding on to, making ourselves more wealthy, building properties and businesses that makes us look good, and destroy her and her family. Because we feel like she's a girl, she can't handle it, so we'll give it to her silly little father, her silly little friends, or the people that was put around her. We'll give everything to them just to hurt her because she's a strong black woman. She's not even black. She's just a woman that loves her family, that doesn't give love back, which is sad. But they were paid or orchestrated to abandon her because she's the one that's inheriting everything due to her what? Divinity. Her humility. Her humanity. And people are saying, bah humbug. We're going to take her family. We're going to take her kids. We're going to take her man. We're going to take her property, her bank accounts, her cars, her jewelry, her clothes, her life. And God says, I will end this entire earth if anything happens to her and her children, since you don't believe that I'm inside of her and you and her kids and I'm all of this. Kill this lady over this foolishness and see what happens. Do it. Do it. You left me, Mr. Baxter. I loved your comments. Why did you take them? Oh, well. So, I love MASH. I love that name. I'm glad I saw it. But Sarah, like anyone, deserves to just live out her life. God says it will be done. It's already done. And anyone coming against her and hers will pay me directly. In more ways than one. And that's on period, as somebody said. On period pool. So Sarah's going to focus on maybe the judge's ruling. It says that what should not have happened, should not have had to be that way. Leave her alone. Leave her and her family alone. And people are still causing havoc. Oh no, they pull back. No, they still have people living around Sarah that keeps causing issues. And she thinks all of them need to go away, not her. She doesn't need to move, they do. They need to be punished. They need to be corrected. They need to mind their business because someone's still energetically paying them something. Maybe their rent, the neighbors downstairs, people upstairs, people next door. Every time she gets ready to walk in the house, somebody's walking up near her. As if, yeah, I could jump you. She ain't worried. She's ready. Like I said, just because you're a believer don't mean that you can be bullied. Anybody can get got. So I'm not sure why people feel like they got some upper hand. I'm telling you, soon as somebody get into the good swing of whatever they think they're going to do, pulling something out, trying to throw hands or something, they're going to meet their fate. And that's on God. Her or her children. Now again, whatever people have already done, consequences are rolling in now. Newsflash. Let them know. You will pay. Everybody that was involved in all this little thuggery, that doesn't matter who you are. You will pay now or later, but you're going to pay. Because we already have our mansions. We already have our robes. We already picked out the decor. We ain't rushing it. But we ready. So guys, hopefully if you like what story is about, feel free to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I don't know what this is. I've been having a headache. I ate something. I hope that wasn't what it is. Every time I eat certain things, my head hurt real bad from them. Had some good old fashioned smothered food. Got a scoop. I don't know. That's it. It was good though. Made me feel blessed. But then my head started hurting real bad for like 2-3 days. It could be the crunchy stuff I be trying to eat, knowing that they damaged my teeth and that could give me a headache. I don't know. But whatever the case, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a really good evening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Share the story if you like the way I tell it. I'm going to come back with more about Sarah and these judges and these officials in my story. Bye for now.